of the famed Spirit of St. Louis, which, in 1927, I flew from New York to Paris.
We're here in the Air and Space Museum. This is like the World War I, World War II section. It has a lot of really cool airplanes right above us. Like you can see there's one right here, and like a few here. I don't do like a small video about the room, but yeah, it's really cool. How do you like it so far?
It's cool.
Very cool. So we're gonna go around. I think there's more bigger planes and jets, so we're gonna stroll through some more. Space Museum was great. It's been like a weekend, sort of a weekend of airplanes and things of that kind of nature, with the USS Midway on Friday and then the Air and Space Museum today. It's been great. Love airplanes, jets, especially fighter jets, and when I was a kid I used to build like model jets, and I always wanted to be a pilot, like I've said before, but it was cool seeing a lot of these things up close. Now the main thing that I wanted to see at the Air and Space Museum was the SR-71 Blackbird that they had on display, and it's actually right outside. It's in the front. I'm pretty sure you saw that that video of the SR-71 there, and that was cool. Like just growing up reading the stories about that plane and how its service during the Cold War was a really good read. I remember a story in a book by an SR-71 pilot talking about speed, and it's a very good read. If I can find that quote or that clip, maybe I'll try to link it below. But it was very interesting going through all the exhibits. It starts off with like the history of flight. There's a portrait wall of famous aviators, and especially people that are very important for air travel, space travel. If in the beginning of the lobby you can see a talking animatronic Charles Lindbergh talking about his flight over the Atlantic with a replica of the Spirit of St. Louis in the front. There's like other plaques and stories of famous astronauts, like the Apollo missions. I believe Buzz Aldrin, I think, has a plaque somewhere there, and a bunch of models, small scale models on display as well. One of the things that I really did enjoy about the museum is that the attendants are very helpful and very knowledgeable. They actually want to talk to you about the museum. One guy actually came up to us and asked us if we had any questions. And we had a small question, and we went on like a 30-minute tour sort of the World War I area. My wife's a nurse, and he talked about the old World War I ambulances and how what happened during World War I with the nurses and what happened after battles, how they would pick up soldiers off the field. Very interesting facts, and a very interesting thing for my wife because she really appreciated it. But if you guys ever go there, make sure you talk to any of the workers. They're I'm not sure about everybody, but the guy that we talked to, I forgot his name, was very helpful, and he wanted to explain a lot of the stuff that was in there. So they're very knowledgeable, they are willing to help, and if you have any questions, make sure you talk to them. As far as like pricing goes, the ticket is free for all active duty military. It's a free ticket. Admission for dependents, I think you get a $2 off admission, and I think the ticket itself was like $23 or something like that. I'll link the website for the museum in the description if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, like you go through a lot of different exhibits. They even have an exhibit where you can fly like a plane simulator, which looks really cool. I really want one, but it's probably too expensive for me to afford. And they have a gift shop at the end with a bunch of souvenirs if you want to pick up one. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved reading about all the pilots, all of the aircraft, and I don't know, it's a very good learning experience, which is what I expect out of a museum, right? So, but it was great. If you're in San Diego, check it out, and that was it. If you like this video, hit that like button below, subscribe if you can, and don't forget to lift heavy and level up.